Hi, it's Jan Uvan. Today I'm going to show you a stretch for your quadriceps using a wall as a prop. And I really like this stretch because it isolates the quads. So many yoga postures that we do work the quad and they stretch the quad, but it's not isolated. And this is a really nice way to get a very isolated quad stretch. So I'm going to show you that, and you'll need some wall space, you'll need a blanket, and you'll want a couple of blocks. So you're going to place the blanket right up against the wall, right? This is just going to act as a cushion, right? And then you're going to face away from the wall, and you're going to bring one shin all the way up to the wall. So my knee is right up against the wall, but it's also resting on the blanket, yeah? And the shin then is vertical. It's directly vertical. So it's vertical on the wall, so front to back. It's also vertical left to right. In other words, I'm not kind of leaning it out to one side or the other, yeah? And then I'm squaring up my hips with that as well, right? So in other words, my hips aren't leaning off to one side or another either, right? So as you bring your shin up to the wall, my opposite leg, right now my knee is down and that shin is down on the mat. That may be enough stretch for you. That might be what your quads can handle. That's fine. You can use blocks, right? And bring your hands on blocks. As you bring the hands on blocks, it's going to allow your torso to come more upright, and that's going to bring the stretch a bit more intensely to the quad. Some of you may be able to come into a lunge. So you take that leg that's not being stretched, right? Bring the foot to the mat and come into a lunge. Oh yeah, that intensifies it, that's for sure. So, and again, hands can come to the block, and again, I'm squaring my hip up so that left hip is right in front of that foot, yeah? And the more you bring the torso to vertical, the more intense, obviously, the stretch is going to be. Some of you might be able to bring your hands onto your knee. Take some nice deep breaths here. We want to drop the tailbone and draw the belly in a little bit. Activate those core muscles. Protect your low back here, because that lumbar is going to want to take the stretch. It's going to want to arch a lot, right? Because that's going to ease it up on the quad, yeah? But we want to isolate the quad. So we want to drop the tailbone and draw the belly in. That's going to help isolate the quad. It's also going to protect your low back, your lumbar spine from pinching, yeah? So just take some nice deep breaths. And then slowly come. I like to come out of it just kind of rotating my torso in one direction, and then that shin that's on the wall in the other direction. And then very gracefully come away from the wall. And then on the other side, so bring in that the right shin on the wall, right? Again, keep the hips squared up to the front and keep that right hip right in front of that right foot. That right shin is vertical, right? Front to back and left to right. Again, this might be enough stretch for you. If you want more, use the blocks. Yeah? Keep breathing. Keep taking nice deep breaths here. Really important. Because as stretches intensify, we tend to tense up in the body. So as we deepen and slow down the breath, it allows tension in the rest of the body to begin to dissipate, so we can really focus on the stretch that we're intending, right? And again, if you want to come up into a lunge, you can, right? Again, hands either on the block, or if you have it available to you to bring your hands onto your knee, you can go ahead and do that. Again, as the hips press back, right? Again, that lumbar is going to want to pinch a little bit, so draw the belly in, drop your tailbone. Again, nice deep breaths. All right. That's a good quad stretch. All right, enjoy.